And on this Friday, July 24th, 2026 edition of Newsmakers, Reed College in Oregon has agreed to sweeping policy changes to settle multiple federal anti-Semitism investigations. The Portland-based school announced the agreement on Wednesday. The settlement requires the college to recognize targeting Jewish students based on their Zionist identity as discrimination. The complaint stemmed from alleged anti-Semitism incidents involving former Jewish students during pro-Palestine demonstrations in 2024. Reed will also hire an independent compliance monitor, provide anti-Semitism training, and consider the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's working definition of anti-Semitism. The Anti-Defamation League and the Brandeis Center say the agreement could serve as a model for colleges nationwide. New York City police are investigating two stabbings near Central Park yesterday as a possible hate crime. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch is now identifying the suspect as 51-year-old Raul Morales. Police say he approached and stabbed two people seemingly unprovoked in separate instances minutes apart in the afternoon, reportedly yelling Allahu Akbar. One of the victims was Jewish, and both are expected to survive. Meanwhile, New York City advocates say Mayor Mamdani is fanning the flames of hate and division. Natalie Migliori reports.
Between recent interviews and a video calling for the arrest of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu once he arrives in New York in September, UJA Federation of New York CEO Eric Goldstein did not mince words when it comes to the mayor.
His words have profound real-world consequence on us, and shame on him for doing this for perceived political benefit when it has real-world consequence for the Jews of New York. He must stop.
New York City does not have the authority to arrest Netanyahu, and President Trump says he will not be arrested in any way, shape, or form while in the U.S. In New York, I'm Natalie Migliori.
Young Catholics marching through Boston held a self-described pro-life crusade. The march consisted of student volunteers from the Pennsylvania-based American Society for the Defense of Tradition, Family, and Property. About 20 young men from TFP Student Action marched with drums, banners, and flyers yesterday. This comes one day after Massachusetts House Democrats passed a bill expanding access to abortion later in pregnancy. The state Senate is expected to consider the measure before next week. A Chinese pastor reflects on his release from detention. Walter Ratliff reports.
Chinese pastor Ezra Jin Mingri says his fears turned to uncertainty and then joy after he was unexpectedly released from detention in China this month. President Trump raised his case with Chinese leader Xi Jinping in May. Less than 2 months later, Jin was heading for freedom in the United States. Jin led one of China's most influential underground churches, which defy government restrictions by not being registered with authorities. He arrived in Los Angeles on July 3rd to reunite with his family. He says his most important wish is that Chinese Christian churches like his are recognized by their government in his lifetime. I'm Walter Ratliff.
And that's Newsmakers for this Friday, July 24th, 2026 edition. I'm Keith Black.